Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. So if you've been following the AI space lately, you know the sheer speed of development it's mind-blowing. But I realized recently that a lot of us are kind of missing the biggest leap happening right now. We're talking about the leap from high-level AI theory to practical, hands-off execution. Today, we're going to bridge that gap. We're going way beyond the standard chatbot and looking at how you can use AI to not just answer your questions, but to actually do the hard work for you.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. First up, Beyond Chat, meet AI agents. Number 2, orchestrating enterprise workflows. 3, the AI content researcher. 4, going from a blank page to finished video. And finally, finding your content niche.
All right, Section 1, Beyond Chat, meet AI agents. Understanding the shift from conversation to execution. You know, before we get into the really fun, practical applications, we absolutely need to define our terminology here. Understanding this basic shift is key to unlocking everything else.
So it begs the big question, right? What exactly is the difference between your standard ChatGPT prompt and an AI agent? There's a super common misconception out there that a conversational chatbot is like the absolute ceiling of what AI can do right now. But as we dug into the research, we found out that's just simply not true anymore.
Well, as the folks at Tonkean break it down, the real difference is all about execution. Conversational AI, like your standard ChatGPT, is very general purpose. It answers questions, it drafts some text, and it holds human-like conversations. Agentic AI, on the other hand, is purpose-built to proactively execute entire workflows across your systems. It doesn't just talk to you, it actively connects with back-end software, assigns tasks, uses tools, and drives a whole process from start to finish.
Which brings us to this really cool concept, agentic orchestration. What's really interesting about this slide is that the AI proactively coordinates work across systems, people, and policies. And get this, it entirely removes the need for complex coding or expensive new model training. You don't need a whole team of software engineers. Platforms like Tonkean actually let operations teams configure decision logic using a simple drag-and-drop builder. It's all about mapping out business rules to get the AI to coordinate across the systems you already use.
Moving on to Section 2, orchestrating enterprise workflows. How businesses use AI to automate the complex. So what does this actually look like out in the real world? Let's take a quick look behind the curtain. Major enterprises are basically using these agents as what Tonkean calls an AI front door. Imagine an employee just sending a quick Slack message or an email asking to onboard a new supplier. Instead of a human doing all that manual data entry, the AI agent reads the request, integrates seamlessly via API into big systems like SAP or Salesforce, checks company policies, triggers any legal reviews, and manages the whole workflow. It acts securely, follows governance to the letter, and completely automates what used to be a really tedious multi-department bottleneck.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. The AI content researcher, applying agentic power to independent content creation. This is where it gets truly fascinating. We're pivoting away from those enterprise boardrooms to see how this exact same agentic orchestration is being used by scrappy, independent creators right from their laptops.
Okay, when I saw this number in the research, I was literally floored. 12,351. That is the exact word count. Actually, wait, it's the word count of a single script generated in one uninterrupted go. Independent creator Cody Schwabe got an AI to write this whole thing without sitting there clicking continue generating over and over again. By using the agent mode inside ChatGPT, he basically forced the AI to continuously complete the task until that massive, highly researched script was totally finalized.
But hey, before you dive in and try this, you really need to know your tools. Cody points out a fascinating difference between the major models right now. If you want a warm, friendly, story-driven narrative, ChatGPT is absolutely your best bet. However, if you're building something that is more documentary style, straightforward, and information-heavy, Claude tends to write with a much more academic, structured approach.
So here is the precise workflow Cody uses to bypass the usual annoying limits of AI. First, he uses ChatGPT's deep research function to autonomously scour the web for verified sources and compile them. Next, he sets extremely strict project parameters, like a strict 12,000-word limit. Then, he toggles on agent mode, which just lets the AI run autonomously until the job is done. Finally, this is a brilliant pro tip. Always export the final output to a plain text document.
It automatically strips out all those clunky citations and weird formatting, leaving you with a totally clean script ready for production.
All right, Section 4, blank page to finish video, automating the video production pipeline. So you have this 12,000-word, fully researched script. Let's look at how we take that massive block of text and completely automate the rest of the process.
So the crucial point here is that massive 80% you're seeing. According to Vs Studio, utilizing an integrated stack of AI tools can cut your end-to-end content creation time by up to 80%. I mean, that is literally the equivalent of replacing a scriptwriter, a camera crew, an animator, and a video editor, all from your living room sofa.
Let's actually walk through this. It's an incredibly satisfying 5-step process. Step 1, you use ChatGPT to generate your idea and write the script. Step 2, you stay right there in ChatGPT and ask its image generator to create a shot list of static scene images. Step 3, you take those images and drop them into an AI animation tool called Kling to bring them to life. Step 4, you pull those video clips into an editor like Veed, generate a high-quality text-to-speech voiceover, and drop in your background music. And finally, Step 5, you click a single button to auto-generate the subtitles, hit export, and boom, you are entirely done.
Just a quick warning regarding Step 3 of that process, though. AI video generators like Kling are incredibly sensitive to your prompts. You really cannot be vague here. When you upload your static image, you need to explicitly tell the AI exactly what motion you want to see. So instead of just typing office worker, you need to be hyper-specific. Type something like, make the man type on his laptop and look busy. The more specific your direction, the better your final animated shot is going to be.
Which brings us to Section 5, finding your content niche. What videos should you actually make? Now that we've covered the how-to and you theoretically have, 80% of your time back, we need to talk strategy. What should you actually do with all this automation power?
Look, right now, YouTube is absolutely flooded with AI-generated sleep channels that just play rain sounds or looping jazz music. But Cody Schwab brainstormed some fantastic, totally unsaturated alternatives. Think about the Mr. Ballin podcast style. Just a single, subtly animated image with a super captivating audio story. Or deep dive audio essays, true crime campfire tales, or rich documentary narrations. These formats win because they rely on high-quality storytelling, not just flashy, fast-paced visuals. And that is exactly where AI agents excel. They focus heavily on the information and the story, making them perfectly suited for your AI text agent to write and your AI voice agent to narrate.
But whatever niche you end up choosing, there is one very important, serious warning, derived directly from the creator community. Definitely avoid explicit financial claims. YouTube is reportedly cracking down really hard on channels using clickbaity titles like, I made $10,000 in 90 days. Play it safe, guys. Keep your titles focused on the actual value of the content itself, and avoid specific monetary promises that could get your new channel flagged or demonetized.
And this brilliantly illustrates what's known as the content wall launch strategy. Because AI allows you to produce content so quickly now, you shouldn't just post one video and wait around. You want to drop 3 to 5 videos almost immediately on day one. By creating a literal wall of highly related content, you are essentially brute forcing the YouTube algorithm. It immediately understands exactly what your channel is about, and it has plenty of related videos to suggest to the viewer, pulling them deep into your whole ecosystem.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a massive amount of ground in this explainer. We went all the way from understanding how Fortune 500 companies use AI agents to orchestrate complex global supply chains, down to how a single person in their living room can write a 12,000-word script and produce a fully animated video in under an hour. The barrier to entry has quite literally never been lower, and the tools have never been smarter. So the only question left to ask yourself today is this: what will you build with your first AI agent?